Hi, this is Jacob Kelly from Shallow Graves Magazine. I'm here with the mighty Molly Holly.
Hi, thanks for having me.
No problem. You, as we were literally just discussing off camera, you were an innovator in the women's division. I'm going to go right into this. What do you believe the women's division is making slowly to the top, where it is progressing ever so fast? What hurdles do you think the women's division still has to get past?
I do not know the answer to that. I mean, in my opinion, they're doing everything right. Like, their costumes are perfect. Everything about how they look like superheroes. Like, they look larger than life. They look amazing. And then their athleticism matches it. And a lot of them are doing an excellent job of portraying a certain character, a persona, something that the fans can either love or hate. And so I think that they're doing everything right, and if they just continue in that direction, that things will naturally continue to fall how they should. So.
Also, because you were such an innovator in the women's division, I say that you were kind of the kickstart to where the women's division is now. Did you decide to do something different where you saw the Divas division at the time, which is a terrible name, and you were just like, I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to be hardcore Holly, Molly Holly.
It actually just happened because I don't look that great in a bikini. I would have loved to pull off the diva thing. That just isn't my strong suit. So if I wanted to make it in the business, I had to find something I was good at, which just happened to be like technical maneuvers. And so that was just my niche because that's what I was good at. And so I wouldn't say it was pre-thought out. It was just more like by default.
It was something that worked for the time.
Yeah, for me, that's just what worked to help me earn my keep there.
We recently saw you in this year's Royal Rumble, and we were wondering, is there a chance that you might have a comeback little match?
No.
With anybody? No, not at all?
They actually asked me to wrestle a singles match on Raw the following Monday. And I'm like, I'm not trained. I haven't actually like wrestled in like 15 years. I hardly even go to the gym. Like, to be in the ring with those 25-year-old elite athletes, and then for me to like be a 42-year-old receptionist one day and 12 hours later like in a ring fighting in front of 42,000 people, like, that's too much. I like the simple life. It's super stressful to try to hang with today's talent. They're just way out of my league. They're way too good. I do not want to embarrass myself on a weekly basis. I mean, I'll embarrass myself occasionally because I owe everything to Vince McMahon, and if he wants me to do something, I can do it. But really, it's just actual like wrestling for a living is not in my future. No.
You're great friends with Victoria, who was your rival in the WWE. Do you think maybe you could ever potentially have a match against her again? Something more like what Rob Van Dam and Tommy Dreamer once did again? A final match to end all matches?
No, because I don't want, like, when I did the Royal Rumble, I saw in my mind what I wanted to happen, but my body like didn't do it. I was exhausted just like walking to the ring. I'm like, oh, and I don't want to be like, I'm too old for this, because May and Moolah were doing that stuff in like their 80s. So I can't say I'm too old. And Ivory was a kick-ass champion at the same age that I am right now. So it's not the age thing. It's just that I'm lazy. I'm out of shape. Like, I'm not that ambitious. Yeah, I kind of already accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish. And so I just don't like have a strong desire to get back out there.
Okay, fair. Are you still coaching with the Academy with Ken Anderson?
I am not still coaching with the Academy. Ken does an awesome job. He runs a great school. But I have like tons of other hobbies and interests that aren't necessarily tied to wrestling in any way, so that I just kind of made those other things a priority right now. So okay. I do occasionally go do like a seminar somewhere, like Funaki and Jazz have a school in San Antonio, and I just went there and did like a little 2-hour seminar with their students, and that was fun. But I'm not like actively involved in anything wrestling.
Okay. Well, they need to update your Wikipedia page then, because it says you're still currently a part of it.
I'm sure it says lots of things that aren't. I mean, half the interviews people say like, oh, congratulations on your Hall of Fame. And I was like, did you just Google image my name and see Hall of Fame in the background? Because I actually inducted Ivory into the Hall of Fame. Like, I'm not in the Hall of Fame. So yeah, the internet is what it is.
So final question is, because you worked at the Academy, which trained wrestlers, how would you recommend people get started wrestling? Because my little brother actually wants to become a wrestler. And he's very good with technical moves and stuff like
Yes.
that.
So
I know from being in pain from him trying them on.
So showing up to independent shows early, asking if they can help set up the ring, set up chairs, and then staying late, asking if you can help take down, like getting your face seen amongst the local scene of indie wrestling, and then signing up at a reputable school that has a trainer that has had some success in pro wrestling is probably the best way to start out.
Do you have any other words for people at home or your fans before we end this?
Well, I wanted to say that at the Royal Rumble, the fans chanted, "You still got it," and it was so nice and so not true. But still, I was like, "Oh, there's."
It's true.
If
Me and
they
my
were-
little brother were chanting, and we were home watching.
Everybody is like very forgiving of my performance abilities these days, and it just made me feel really good that they didn't care that I was older and slower. Like everyone was just like, "Yeah, it's Mighty Molly," and so that made me feel good that the fans were so kind. So thank you.
Well, that was our interview with the mighty Molly Holly. And we would like to thank you so much for this. You were so enthusiastic during it.
Well,
it was amazing.
Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you.
Thanks.
This is Jacob Kelly from Shallow Graves signing off.